Welcome back to Mid-Ohio. We're here on the pre-grid. You can see some of the cars behind me starting to come up to the actual grid itself. It's actually starting to dry up a bit from what we've talked with the drivers and when you've heard from Andrew and Bucky. This ground, it's drying up a bit, but there's also a little bit of moisture still in some bits. You've seen how they've had to adapt their driving style to these slippery conditions. We talked to Patrick. He said you have to drive totally different in order to be fast on this track now. But if you look behind me, we'll start to see Keats. Keats looks like he has a new door here, actually. A lot of contact you get comes on the inside of the door-to-door contacts. You'll see a lot of replaced doors out here today. We've got a lot of racing for you, but for now, we're going to go up to Bucky and Andrew.
Thanks, James. Yeah, we've seen a big change in the conditions. Bucky, you've just been looking at the weather on your phone, and do you think there's more rain coming?
We have some storms down in the Indiana area. I can see on my phone here.
He's got like a live weather thing. We have had Bucky Lasek weather before, which has sometimes proved to be accurate, hasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, they're moving. It's scattered storms, so it doesn't look like there's much chance.
If it comes back up here, it's going to be super, super slippery. Now, the track is drying up. I'm guessing it's still going to be developing now. But if you missed Q3, take a look back and you'll see how dramatically it changed during the course of the session. So the ARX 2 guys, of course, were out before ARX. We'd already seen that the track was drying. Bigham got that incredible start in the first race, Bucky. Absolutely blew them away.
Yeah, and here we have a little fight here with Atco on the inside. He did get a penalty for this inside maneuver.
Yeah, he did, didn't he?
Yeah,
avoidable contact.
Yeah.
Well, avoidable contact, I mean, yeah, okay, hit the tyres and Peacoy, but it was still a good move from the outside. We enjoyed watching it anyway, but yeah, so Bigham took that one, but the conditions had changed so significantly that basically all of these guys were able to go quicker in terms of the track conditions. Sorry, no, my bad. They all went slower in terms of the, okay, I'm completely mixed up. Bigham was 5th. Don't worry about it.
You're too busy watching back and put the move on Tanner right now.
We've had a lot of racing this weekend. Yeah, this was Foust, of course, and Arpin. I was surprised that didn't break the car, to be fair. And Weeman's last-minute decision not to joker on that first lap. So you saw that he looked like he was going to go with Arpin, but he didn't go with Arpin. He decided to keep the car out. So Tanner Foust not winning the session for the first time this weekend, but still holding on to the top qualifier spot. Weeman was the top of Q3. Then it was Backwood, Sandell, Atkinson, Arpin, Bigham, and Peacoy. Now, we think that if Tanner Foust finishes higher than 5th place in qualifying, he will be crowned ARX champion 2019. But, of course, he's not going to know that because he's in the first race in this session because things didn't go his way in the previous one. In theory, it should have been the faster race, but I say they were all getting stuck into each other, and there was some serious wheel banging going on. So Foust should be crowned the champion if he's in the top 5. We've been looking at it, trying to do the maths. We think basically he can do this whatever because he's still in the TQ spot, even though Q3 didn't go his way. So stay with us. We're going to be crowning definitely 1 champion, maybe 2 in the next 40 minutes or so. ARX 2, of course, before we see the supercars. These guys are out now for Q2 of their final round, round 9. Then we've got the supercars coming out, and then we're back again with ARX 2. So, Bucky, these guys have got that situation again where they've got a super fast turnaround, and they're going to be making settings changes to the cars. They're going to have to guess, it was super slippery, then it was quite slippery. Now they're going to be out back-to-back. I'm not even sure they'll have time to change anything in between these 2 sessions.
No, I believe that they're just going to run with probably the same setup they had yesterday.
Here we go. Cole Keats on the inside next to Michael Leach, then Connor Martell, who didn't have a good run in Q1, and Lane Vakela.
So no celebration yet from any of the championship leaders.
No.
So this is Rallycross and anything can happen.
Yeah, it can, absolutely. The ready to race light goes out. Martell will be looking to get away better than these guys. but he doesn't. I think Conor Martell's got a little bit of a problem, Bucky, because he wasn't fast in the previous session, and he's not fast again here. He's been beaten by all 3 cars. We would expect maybe him to be beaten by 1, but by all 3 says to me there's maybe an issue. Yeah,
there could be an issue with that car on the power end. It could be suffering somewhere. It looks like it's something to do with the power side of things.
So Martell into P2 now, but that's only because he's taken... didn't take the Joker. I really need to wake up, don't I? So timing screen's not shown the Joker, and it's now showed it for these 2. Apologies. So down the back straight then, super slippery braking zone. We've got Keats and Martell ahead of Leach and Michaela. As James said, new door for Keats. I actually think Keats had damaged the door in free practice this morning, Bucky.
Yeah, quite possibly. I saw him kind of leave early on one of the practice. Oh, Leach drove right into the tires there. I think he hooked up and got some grip where he wasn't expecting it. Kind of turned in.
Conor Martell continuing to push. He's also tight. The grip level, look at the inside line now, how much the colour of it, and the fact we're seeing some dust. If you get offline, it's going to be even worse than it was yesterday.
Possibly, you know. You might find some traction out there when it gets too dusty. You might want to get a wheel in a little bit of moist there, just so you get some grip.
Keats looking for that win. Would love to take the big W at the end of the season. I have to say I was very impressed with Keats yesterday. Joker strategy in particular. I spoke to him at the end of the day in the press conference. He said it was his dad who was on his spotting duty yesterday.
Leach just pulled off to the side.
It's actually saying Michael Leach retires. But yeah, his dad called the Joker yesterday. You remember Fraser McConnell was right behind him. Then Fraz made that tiny mistake. And that was enough for Keats to be able to take the Joker and come back out and maintain his position. So I did say to him, maybe he should be holding on to his dad for Joker strategy in future. Super last-minute call. Had to make a decision based exactly on what was happening on track at the time.
You see those ruts developing?
Yeah. So they're now able to hit the brakes a bit harder, aren't they? And the tyres are chewing the road up.
Yes. Getting some bite.
So Martell, despite his issues, now that he's away from the start, and he seems as quick as Keats, doesn't he, mate? Whoa, rolled up the tyres. You just saw that in the corner of your shot, that Martell was a little bit close to that stack of tyres.
He got away with that, with the tie rods not breaking.
We've seen a couple of people roll, haven't we, from hitting tyre stacks?
Oh, yeah, these little RX2 cars, they don't have a lot of suspension travel, so you give them a good bump, they get on 2 wheels and...
Over.
Yes.
Cole Keats able to pick up the throttle much earlier than he was in the first session today.
Catching some air there now.
Yeah, I think it's the first jump we've seen, isn't it?
Yeah.
You were watching the ARX 3 guys as well, Bucky. I know you helped out with the commentary there with Cole. How slippery was it for them?
No, it wasn't that bad. It kind of came in for them as well. They had a little bit of a tricky first lap, but they figured it out and sorted it and started putting some good times down.
So Cole Keats takes the checker flag. The guys are all running wide there because they can get to the timing loop quicker. So you won't see them do it on a standard lap because they'll lose traction, but you will see them run the car off the road at the finish lane. Michaela does the same look because the timing loop goes under the road and right the way out towards race control on the outside of the track there. So that's what they're doing. They're just trying to gain an extra couple of tenths. So 3:35.7. Let's have a look at what the time was in the first session. Yeah, it was a 4:06. So they're 30 seconds faster than they were. That's 7.5 seconds a lap than they were 1 hour ago. That is some track development. There it is, Keats with the win from Martell, Michaela, and Michael Leach is a DNF. He's parked just in front of our commentary position at the bottom of the hill. So this was the start. I say Martell's reaction time was good, Bucky, but it just didn't go.
Yeah, you have to find out if he's having car issues.
Let's see if we can figure out what happened to Michael Leach. Did you say he hit the tyres? Did he knock the tyres on 1 lap?
You know he did. I'm not sure if that's what took him out, though.
Keats took it, running wide over the line for that extra 10th. So massive change in track conditions here, like saying 30-odd seconds are faster than they were going earlier on. I mean, it's just dried up massively, Bucky. And you think the supercars will have made many changes?
I think they're probably running the same setup that they were earlier, you know, yesterday.
So they'll go for the yesterday setup rather than this morning. They must have gone softer this morning in those terrible conditions.
Oh, yeah, full sway bars off.
Everything.
Yeah, loosen it up.
James is with Cole Keats. Let's go and have a catch-up with James.
Cole, slippery out there, but you drove your race and stayed in front the whole time. Connor gave you a little bit of an issue, but not too much.
Yeah, I mean, first heat was so slick out there. And, I mean, we came home 5th, I think, on that first one. And so we had our own heat. We want to get in the faster heat, but I'll take it for today. Like I said, I just got to keep pushing. And the car's way better today. Like I said, I'm trying to do as much as I can to keep Fraser out of the championship, but it's getting pretty hard out there. So, like I said, we're out here to have some fun, see if we can get another win and do the best we can today. But big thanks to DRR. They gave our cars are just unbelievable this weekend. So, like I said, we'll keep pushing, and we got a lot more to go.
What about your door? You got a new door on the driver's side here.
Yeah, and I don't even have a cool story for it. I mean, in practice it was just so slick, and me and Martel, he stalled, and I didn't have anywhere to go, and I ended up hitting him, and it bent the door in. So we'll call it the white knight out there right now. So hopefully it gives us some good luck, and hopefully we can end up on top of the box.
Great. Well, good luck today, Cole.
Michael Leach's car being pulled back on, and there you can see, Bucky, the reason why front right corner off the car.
I believe that's a different corner than I saw him hit.
So maybe he's done a couple. Not so slippery. A shame as well, because he was going so much better than he was yesterday.
Oh, he has the car working for him now today.
Yeah. Marshall's trying to manhandle it on. Not always the easiest thing to do, to get a broken car onto a pickup.
Usually kicking it helps.
I would have thought so.
Give it a good kick.
Nervous times as a driver when you see your car going onto the trailer, isn't it? It's like, oh, no, not like that. Or when they're lifting it with a forklift, or they put a strap just straight through the roll cage, you know, and lift it up like that. Depends how bad the car is already, doesn't it, as to how nervous it makes you. When the car's really bad, it's like, oh, well, do it how you like, to be honest. But when there's only one corner off it, you're like, don't damage anything else. Like, you know, this is already dollar signs.
Yeah, especially a lot of these guys are paying out of pocket for damage.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, take it easy on that bumper. I can reuse that. For
yeah, that can go back on. That's the one we've already seen. We think the design put on this morning, isn't it, with the wings across the front bumper?
Yeah,
so,
he's got the pinstriping on there.
Yeah. Leach not able to get that wrapped in time. There's a parts truck here for ARX 2. Of course, it's a spec class. You can actually see underneath the nose of the car there. You can see the bottles across the front of the space frame. So that's the various reservoirs for front and rear brakes, clutch, and so on. You've got the water tank on the front there as well, which is for the windshield washers.
Those are the guys you want to be friends with if you're
Pickup
a fan.
truck dudes.
Yeah, because you want to pick up all those carbon bits.
You want at the end of the weekend.
Get your autographs, yeah.
Look, if you're here this weekend, if you're watching in the stands at Mid-Ohio, head down into the paddock at the end of the day. So I remember at the end of the race weekend last time, there were just bumpers and wheels and all sorts of things. So if you're the kind of person who likes something up in your bedroom wall, then go for it. Do you know, I had the corner of Alistair McRae's Hyundai Ascent World Rally car. I had the corner of his rear bumper up on top of my wardrobe for years as a kid. Probably a teenager, probably into my 20s, to be honest. I was a bit sad like that.
Let's
just like rally
lie,
cars.
okay?
Yeah, like
Let's be honest.
I've got an IndyCar tyre at home somewhere. One of my friends works for Penske Racing, and I had a nice piece of glass cut on the top of that. But my wife kiboshed that being in the house. She said that the house smells of rubber. So apparently I'm not allowed to keep big motorsport tyre in the lounge. So my dad's got that. I need a man cave. They don't keep tables made out of tyres in there. You know, Alistair McRae's bumper, whatever I want.
Man cave. I'm thinking more eBay store.
Here we go. Let's take a look at the grid for race 2 of Q2. Sage Karam on the inside, Alex Keys, Gray Ledbetter, and Fraser McConnell. Gray doing a great job in the last one. She was, of course, in the slightly quicker race. Managed to mix it with the fast guys. Sage has been doing a great job all weekend. Unbeaten so far. But he's not going to have it made easy by Keys and McConnell this time round. Keys, of course, had that spin up at turn 1 after contact with Lane Vakela. But because the track was so much faster, he beat McConnell's time anyway. So Fraser McConnell with a great start on the outside. Gray Ledbetter starting to go a little bit backwards. Sage Karam's got that inside line. Alex Keys, though, going to turn in across him. Keys does turn in across him. Eddieman's going to go Joker on the first lap. Fraser McConnell's got the car heavily loaded up that way. McConnell goes Joker. Ledbetter's gone with him. Sage Karam on the inside. So Fraser McConnell going to be looking to try and get a good result here. He can be crowned champion pretty much by doing anything in qualifying, but we know he's going to want to win, Bucky. He'd love to celebrate the championship with a win as well, and for that, he's got to do well in qualifying.
Hey, I noticed, to me, Gray looked faster through the Joker there. She had a better inside line. It looked like Fraz kind of hung it out there, rally driver style.
Props to Gray Ledbetter. We've said, haven't we? She's got better and better at every single event. Yeah, she's not quite on the front-running pace yet, but she's 14 years old, and I think she's a weapon.
14.
Yeah. It was your daughter's birthday, wasn't it, the other day? How old was your daughter?
Yeah, she just celebrated her 12th birthday.
Okay, so a couple of years then, Bucky.
We're going to
get a Lasek name back in Rallycross.
There we go.
Yeah, we need to do that. Let's see if we can arrange it. Is she into cars?
She is.
Okay. You never know.
Look at the speed he's carrying through that turn.
The dynamics of these cars, now that the track has dried up, is just completely and utterly different, isn't it? And people like Fraz now are able to take a risk. You wouldn't dare take a risk when you're the championship leader in those icy conditions. And it was like ice, wasn't it, this morning?
Yes, it was almost undrivable. It was kind of fun to watch. These guys kind of struggle through the dirt.
Uphill through turn 2, they literally weren't moving, were they? The original turn 2, they were not moving.
Well, the pace is back, the speed is back, and Fraser McConnell is back in championship form. He's leading Gray here. Gray is holding tight.
Alex Keys has disappeared. So Keys is not in that front fight.
Keys is pulled off by the Joker. Looks like he's broke.
Has indeed up at the top of the hill. So Alex Keys not having a great weekend. Yesterday had that engine change which took all day. Then came out and did a good job. He did put a couple of fairly firm passes in to make up those positions. There's Sage Karam coming around the outside. And look at Karam, he's absolutely miles in front, Bucky.
He's got that
no
thing on
contest.
rails. On rails.
Sage Karam didn't want to be second to Fraser McConnell again after 3 times, which he was. The difference in pace is outrageous.
Look at the gap. Where are we at here?
He's knocking in laps that are 2 seconds quicker. So I mean, Fraser did say to me last night, Buck, he said, look, I didn't take the opportunities I would normally take. You know, I'm holding back here and there, which is the correct approach. And again, it's part of that thing we've said a few times this year, is becoming a professional driver. Yeah, when you're a bit of a novice, I want to win everything. You don't have to win everything. You have to always be there and win sometimes. And Fraz has got that head on again where he's going, I'm going to roll off it a bit. But 2 seconds a lap, I mean, I don't think he'd be wanting to be that far off Sage Karam, would he?
No, I don't think it's on purpose. I think Sage has found something, and no one else has figured it out.
And Ledbetter's right with McConnell as well, so I wonder if Fraz has got an issue. What I say, I don't think it will matter because he's going to score the points in qualifying anyway. So at the end of Q3, which of course is the session in around 20 minutes time, these guys are going to be straight back out after the ARX supercars. Sage Karam, though, takes the checkered flag. 3:33.5. He takes the win again. He's faster than Cole Keats was. McConnell comes across with a 3:39, though, and he's been beaten by Keats and Martel. So Fraser McConnell, I think he's going to be... Where's he going to be? Is he going to be in the first race or not? We'll have to see in a moment what race he's going to be in for Q3. But another great performance by Sage Karam. That's... 3 qualifying sessions, a semi and a final yesterday, and 2 qualifying sessions again this morning.
I know if I was Martel, I'd want to see some driving overlays right now.
That's interesting. Keys has managed to pull the car back onto the circuit. So whatever was wrong with Keys' car, unless it was overheating, he's obviously just decided he can drive it back to the paddock. But Alex Keys will show us a DNF, even if he can drive that car back under its own power. Sage Karam, though, unstoppable in this one. Confirmation of that result, 3:33.5. McConnell some 6 seconds back. Gray Ledbetter went with McConnell. Good drive, Alex Keys a DNF. And there is where they slot in. Sage Karam wins his 5th qualifying session this weekend. He is so far unbeaten to the checkered flag in ARX 2 at the Cooper Tires ARX of Mid-Ohio. Off the line, look. Good start by Fraz on the outside. At this point, look, Alex Keys is behind and then just manages to pull in front. I mean, that was pretty impressive. He didn't, in fact, manage to get in front because, of course, Karam was on the inside line, but that was where he pulled off.
Slowing.
So let's hope it's not issues with that engine bucket, because I don't think they'll have time to change that now before the end of today. It took them all morning yesterday to get it done. But Sage Karam, another session win.
Sage, I think you could write a tutorial one-on-one on how to transfer from one motorsport to the other. You have unbeaten this weekend so far.
I mean, it's just been going our way. You know, I was worried that one just because the track was starting to dry up in the Q1. And I saw, I think, McConnell and Keys roll up on dry tires, and I was still on wets. And after watching those guys run around in Q1, I was like, it's definitely dry enough for dry. So I was worried, but again, you know, just had a really good start, focused on that. And I don't know, for some reason my car, that was like the best it's felt this whole weekend, you know, especially in the dirt. In the high-speed asphalt, I think the rain tires were hurting us. I didn't have a lot of grip, but other than that, I mean, the car was pretty good. So go put some, you know, dry tires on this thing, and hopefully she stays like that, because that was good. I could take that all day.
Awesome. Well, good luck, Sage, rest of the day.
Sage Karam's dominance continues. He wins Q1 and Q2 for round 9. Cole Keats, Gray Ledbetter, Fraser McConnell, Alex Keys, Connor Martell, Lane Vaqueta, Michael Leach. Frasluck is in 4th place at the minute. And looking at that, I'm not sure. I think he might be high enough to be in that second race for the final session. So if that's the case... Now I'm trying to figure out. No, maybe not. Well, we'll see. So yes, he will. Fraz will be in the last race. So Fraz is going to be in the second race with the quick guys in Q3. So tricky times, isn't it, for McConnell and Foust? They both just want to get to the point where it's secure. Once it's secure, I'm hoping we're going to see them both send it again, because at the minute you get the feeling they're just like, don't do anything stupid.
Yeah, there's definitely some holding back going on. I'm not sure that the team actually. I talked to Andreas. I believe I'm not sure if Andreas is spotting for McConnell.
ARX,
or if he's just over there kind of coaching or
here looking
lending
after them,
a word here and there. But he was kind of pushing Fraz to kind of step it up a little bit.
Yeah, I mean,
is it necessary?
No, I don't think it's necessary at this point.
He just wants to win in championship form, though.
Yeah,
he wants
I get that. I think you go for it from the semi-finals to the final. He's got to, if he's not front row in the semi-finals, I think that makes the job very difficult for him. But anyway, we've got ARX Supercar coming up, so don't go anywhere. ARX Supercars pulling up to the grid for their final qualifying session of 2019. It's crunch time for Tanner Foust in P2 on the grid for this one. If he finishes higher than 5th in the qualifying stages, Foust will be crowned the 2019 ARX champion. He's got his teammate inside him, Peacoy and Chris Atkinson to the outside. Volkswagen have had amazing starts all weekend. I think if Bigham beats him off the start, he'll still let Foust take the whole shot, but we'll see. I'm sure he would have liked to have been in the second race, because he's kind of got to wait and see what the results of the other guys are. But as I say, I don't think, as he's in the TQ spot at the moment already, I don't think Foust can be denied. So Alex Keys is ARX2 car being dragged back to the paddock. That's going back down. You'll see them split off to the right in a moment. They take a little grass exit road just to the right of the grid. There they go. Oh, nervous times for Foust.
He's got a bumper. He's got a buffer, I should say.
Yeah.
With his teammate there, so.
Yeah, a bit of security, a little bit of a parachute.
I tell you what I'd be nervous about is Pecoy.
Here we go then, crunch time for Foust. Is he going to get another good start? Oh, it's a good start by Foust, but it's not as good as Peacock on the outside. Going to get squeezed. Foust back straight out of it. Foust drops to P4. Cabot Bigham gets the whole shot. Atkinson around the outside of Peacock. On the inside now, side by side, door to door. Foust goes Joker. Peacock and Bigham have gone straight to the standard lap. The two youngsters going to go back again. Bigham clips the tyres on the inside. Tanner Foust down to fourth. Bucky back straight out of that, and I would have done too in his position.
Yeah, he saw people all over his car. His car was getting hit here and there, so he saw McCoy coming over him. He was like, I'll just give this guy room because I know he's aggressive.
Yeah, Peacock's got nothing to lose. Peacock just wants trophies for the win. He can't win the championship. He's just going to send it. So it's best just to let the two youngsters get out there, isn't it, and just have a scrap on their own.
Yeah, let's enjoy this battle here.
Peacock right behind Cabot Bigham. I've been very impressed with both these guys. Peacock I think he's got his head around the supercar a little bit quicker at the start of the season, but since Bigham had that amazing performance in Canada, he's been absolutely bang on it, Bucky, and these are not easy things to learn at any stage in your career.
No, not at all. You have double the power. Pecoy peels off into the Joker. Let's see if he can put a good Joker in and see where he slots in behind the Subaru and Foust behind him.
I'm feeling spots of rain in commentary, not too much, just a couple of little drops. Foust slots in behind Peacock. Peacock, though, Peacock almost drops it on the brakes. He nearly collects Atkinson. Having a look up the inside, Atco runs a wheel out onto the dirt. Will Peacock have a look at the bottom of the hill? Look how aggressive Peacock is being with that car, Buck. He's jumping on the brakes. He's not feeling it at all. He's got 100% confidence in the grip levels, and he's just going for it.
No, he is driving flat out.
So Atkinson through the right and then the left.
Taking a different line.
Oh,
trying to go over under.
Up the inside.
Which opens it up for Foust. So if McCoy has to watch it. If he tries to go over under, Foust is no slouch when it comes to the brakes. I'm telling you, he's the best in the field.
Is Foust going to have a look, though, or not? I'm not sure he will, Bucky, because if he takes the checker flag in any position in this one, it's going to confirm him as the champion in ARX. So Foust, I think, is just going to go for the finish. We've got drops of rain falling. This could liven it up for the last race in qualifying if it starts to hammer down. It doesn't look too bad here. We know how slippery it was this morning in the wet. Out in front, look, Cabot Bigham's got a gap of 2.1 over Chris Atkinson. What's it going to be as he crosses the start-finish line on this last lap? Bigham is the only driver not to have jokered. What do you think? Do you think he's got enough time?
I'm going to say yes.
Bucky has a good think about it. He's looking at the gap and deciding if Bucky was spotting, he'd be letting him know whether or not it's going to be tight at the merge. Atco with Peacock right behind. Peacock will make a move if he gets the slightest thing. Where's Tanner Foust? Tanner Foust has rolled off the throttle and just dropped back off the back of these guys. So Foust is so side. Peacock up the inside of Chris Atkinson. That is a great pass. Atco that goes door to door and takes the position back again. Tanner Foust maybe going to get the inside of Peacock. Bigham.
That helped Bigham big time.
Side by side. Atco slots in just behind Bigham. Bigham holds onto the lead. Peacock maybe going to drop it on the brakes if he's not careful. Taking the front right corner off the car. Cabot, Bigham, Chris Atkinson and Travis Peacock. It's so close together. Goes defensive on the brakes to the bottom of the hill. So Bigham maybe going to take this. Atco's going to try and make the pass. Peacock up the tyres on the inside. 4 cars nose to tail over the line. Bigham's going to take it. But this result should confirm Tanner Foust as the ARX champion 2019. P4 not where he would have wanted to finish this one. He'll make amends for that, I'm sure, in the final. But Foust should take the championship because he took the checkered flag in Q4. He just needs P5 or above, and we think that is enough. So Tanner Foust stayed out of trouble, got the job done. Rolling back to the paddock now, it'll be on the radio, Bucky, that we're doing the maths. Don't matter if we've done it or not. I think they're going to have to wait for the next race just to fully confirm, but we think he's done it. Cabot Bigham takes the win in a fantastic scrap. Look at that. There was 1.4 seconds between the 4 drivers. The crowd are cheering up at the far end of the course. Atco right behind Peacock as well. Some serious passing action on that last lap. Tanner Foust lost out at the start, came over the finish line last, but it should be enough to crown him the champion. Let's take another look then. So Foust off the line, Buck. He just loses out, and good decision here.
Oh, right here. He saw he was getting pinched. He could have took on some damage. He just sat back and just enjoyed the ride from the back of the field. And you know, he was going to get in there if he could, but he knew that he had to win these points.
Yeah, he just backed it straight out. This was Peacock coming in front of Foust when he took his joker. Peacock just so aggressive. He was so good on the brakes at the bottom of the hill where everyone else is still feeling it out. He was just diving onto the anchors.
and he was using all corners of his car.
Losing some corners of the car. This is the pass over onto the slippery inside line. Brilliant move by him. Atco then says you're not having that. Sticks the car back up. This is Bigham on the inside too. Foust dropping into fourth place. An absolutely brilliant race. What a drive at the end.
Amazing.
We were all trying to look at Tanner Foust and whether or not he's going to be crowned the champion, but that was an amazing heat race.
I'd be nervous if McCoy was in my heat and I'm racing for points, and
Yeah.
all I want to do is keep a clean car. I'm like, whoa.
Travis is like 18 and just like, I don't care. Like, I'm in a supercar, I don't care. And I think Tanner was aware of that, and he backed it out the gap. So James is with our 2019 ARX champion, Tanner Foust.
By our calculations, crossing that finish line, no matter what position you were in, you're now the 2019 ARX champion. How does that feel?
Oh my God, it's awesome. It's awesome. I mean, we're gonna, at the team here, we're not gonna celebrate till everything's over with, and I'm super happy for Cabot winning that last heat. He put on an awesome race, so now just trying to keep it clean, like the world's trying to kill you, it seems like, out there. Awesome race to watch, but you know, I haven't missed a single Rallycross in its history in the U.S. since the first X Games in 2006, where we had rally cars. And so this is technically, I guess, my 4th championship, but it's been a very, very long time. And most importantly, it keeps the Beetle undefeated. You know, Scott and I had a great run, and Scott had a run of championships, but you know, Volkswagen was kind enough to let us use the cars here, and Volkswagen ARC stepped up. Basically undeveloped, which gave an opportunity for other manufacturers to kind of take down the Goliath here that has dominated for a while. And I can't say enough about Andretti and Volkswagen and this little wicked, nasty Beetle. I mean, it's just spectacular.
Great. Well, congratulations, and hopefully we see you on the podium later.
All right, thanks a lot.
Great job. Tanner Foust, the 2019 champion. Stay with us. We've got one more qualifying race to come. Three Subarus on the inside, and we've got a safety car coming down the back straight. They keep having to move one tyre stack, Bucky, and it's the one right in front of our commentary position. Now, we wanted it to come off the jump, didn't we, and go straight down the hill, no chicane, so they'd be in a 6th gear braking zone. I don't know if I'd feel that safe in this commentary box at that point. It would have been amazing to see, wouldn't it? But we're only about, what, 50, 100 yards after that apex, and that apex has been nailed in every session.
Yeah, it would definitely make for a very slippy entry on that braking zone, and yeah, we'd probably have some company up here.
Yeah, definitely have some company in the barriers underneath, wouldn't we? So yeah, would have been good fun. Would have been good fun. So we think we're just getting the safety cars off the track. Great race there. Really, probably not that great for time. We know that racing each other during the qualifying stage is not ideal. Interesting, Foust, I think we always knew Foust wasn't going to celebrate like mad winning it at this point. It's just relief, Bucky, at this point, isn't it? I love the quote, like, everyone out there's trying to kill you. And that's how it feels, isn't it? You're like, oh, don't. And you could just sense from the way he backed out of that fight, he's like, do you know what? You lot crack on. I don't want anything to do with it.
Yeah, you kids carry on.
Yeah. Okay, then, final qualifying race of 2019. Yoni Weeman, Andreas Backrud, Patrick Sandell, and Steve Arpin. So for Sandell, too, now, the pressure off. He knows he can't beat Foust. We knew it was a big ask anyway. So that now, really, the pressure is off the entire field. The guys who are here to support Subaru, Tanner trying to take that title, Cabot trying to support him. I'm excited because this is now all in for the final win.
Team orders are out the window, and we're in it to win it.
We are indeed. It's send time. Oh, it's a mega long hold. Sandell has to take the clutch, goes backwards. Arpin's got a great start on the outside, going to try and squeeze Backrud. Backrood's got a better start than Weeman. Weeman on his inside, just shuts the door. Arpin makes it round the outside of the 3 Subarus. Oh, the Fiesta steps sideways as it pitches into that first tarmac left-hander. Backrud's gone straight to the joke lap, so Backrud reckons he can make up time on these guys. Going to slot in behind his 2 Subaru teammates. Should come up behind Sandell pretty quick, so interesting tactic from Backrud to drop straight out from P2.
Yeah, hopefully Arpin is doused up and dosed up with that CBDMD, and he keeps his focus and doesn't make mistakes, because he made that one mistake earlier that Foust pounced on.
Yeah, he did, didn't he? It was in this corner here at the bottom of the hill. He just put the rear left wheel onto the grass, round the right-hander. You see the way the car's pitching about, Bucky? I'm wondering if they still haven't put the roll bars back onto the Fiesta, because to me it's actually, the way it's digging in, we saw when it turned into that fast left-hander, it almost lifted a rear wheel.
Well, I think it could possibly be. Also, I want to see if they're on rain tires or if they're actually on the standard Cooper tire.
So looking very sideways still. Yeah, we're not sure from our commentary position what tires these guys have gone with. I reckon they'd be edging the dries by now. We heard Sage Karam, didn't we, say that he would have preferred to be on them backwards, managed to get Weeman, and Weeman was in P2, so Weeman's gone joker in response to Backerud, but it's not soon enough. Andreas Backerud, the World Rallycross Championship star, is on a big push here in mid-Ohio. Sandell is next target. Sandell and Arpin haven't jokered yet, and the gap was 2.3 back to Backerud. What's it going to be when they cross the line this time?
Hopefully Backerud doesn't close up to Sandell too much, and Sandell will peel off and take this joker to kind of give some room to his teammate here to pounce on Arpin.
2.2 seconds from Arpin to Backerud now, so just half a tenth taken off by Backerud on that last lap. Arpin's driving really well. Steve Arpin would love to take a win, wouldn't he? We've seen wins for Subaru and wins for Volkswagen. Be nice to see one for Lambro Racing as well, considering how quick that car has been all year. Into the joke lap goes Sandell around the outside, Backerud's on the inside. Sandell might get alongside Weeman here if he's lucky. Oh, he's going to have a look, is he, on the brakes at the end? He doesn't. So we saw Sandell come together with Atco there at the start of the season. Those two span and had contact through the dirt. 3 Subarus in the classic factory colours racing together. I love it.
And truly sending it, chasing this Fiesta right now.
They've got to get in a train, haven't they? In some ways, they need their spotters on the radio now saying, do not hold each other up. You need to beat Arpin. Arpin out front has got a gap of 2.2. It was, and I think it's still 2.2 now. So Steve Arpin might just have enough here to hold on, Bucky.
Stay off on Weeman, stay off of him.
Backerud doesn't look like he's driving his mirrors, does he? We're finally sits at dust. Weeman moves over to let Sandell through. So Weeman lets Sandell go there, definitely. So that's maybe to help Sandell definitely secure the P2 in the championship, because, of course, Arpin is the man they need to watch for that. Arpin the best of the rest. And he does indeed get back out in front of Andreas Backerud. So Backerud losing the start and then going joker early on. Have to say, well done, Steve Arpin. This is a great drive. He's got one more break. And now Backerud moves over to let Sandell through as well. But he defends his position from Weeman. This is all to help Sandell try and secure P2 in the standings. Fair play, professional drivers doing a professional job. Arpin takes it from Sandell, Backerud and Weeman. Could not be closer again. 1.8 seconds across the top 4. And particularly Sandell and Backerud were 0.4 of a second apart. And then it was only 0.5 between Backerud and Weeman. All 3 of them onto the grass. Great stuff.
Amazing, amazing. So here we go with this Arpin interview.
Yeah, well, now he's going to be feeling,
Yeah, he's going to be hyped.
Steve Arpin takes the win, 3:19.8, and it is in fact enough to win the session. So 3:19.8 is a good 5 seconds faster than Cabot Bigham went. Patrick Sandell, Andreas Backerud, Jonny Weeman. You can see here, they all go straight to the top of the table. These guys are all pushed down. So in fact, Foust finishes right at the bottom of the pack in this, but it's still enough to crown him the champion. So this was Arpin off the line, and it was here, Bucky, that he won the race. Again, look at Backerud, he's almost fully up his inside, and somehow he's still held on. Backerud going joker straight away.
Arpin is the only one that I've seen hold on to that outside position without tucking it in. I mean, that takes you know
some
what.
Serious bravery. Yeah, it does take some you know what. Arpin seems to have the you know what today. And that's a great result for him. Interesting then to see Subaru reacting with the team orders to drop Weeman behind Sandell and then Backerud behind Sandell as well. So Steve Arpin coming out in front and taking the win in Q4. Great drive by Steve Arpin there, Bucky,
Wonderful.
making up for the previous session where all he did was put one wheel on the grass. You can see the straight behind us here. It's just up there, the braking zone's pretty similar. He just dropped a wheel, but with damp grass, yeah, gone.
Yeah.
He was
Especially
gone.
with Master Brake Man behind you, Tanner Foust.
Yeah, you can't have Tanner Foust right behind you and open the door like that. James Rimmer is with Steve Arpin now.
Steve, I feel like I haven't gotten to talk to you enough this weekend, but I've seen you everywhere with this suit on. Hard to miss you.
I promise you're not going to miss us this weekend. But this car, we've been working on it all weekend. We struggled yesterday. We struggled a little bit this morning with the CBDMD car. This bright pink for breast cancer research car has been awesome. It's my guys, they never give up on me. I made a couple mistakes yesterday, and I think we got it. We're getting better. But how about this? we're doing this for breast cancer research. There's so many people that are fighting it now that have defeated it, and unfortunately some that have lost the battle. My main engineer, Carl Goodman, his mom is a breast cancer survivor, so this is a special thing for our team. And just to be able to do this, we're going to be auctioning off this suit, so stay tuned to my social media for it. It's going to be a cool thing we're doing this weekend. And we're going to go get him in the semifinals, baby. We're here, a little bit late, but we're here.
Great, well, good luck, and it is for a great cause. Back to you, Andrew and Bucky.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to the semi-finals, Bucky.
I look forward to his interviews all the time. Yeah. I love it. He's so vibrant.
Yeah, Steve loves it, doesn't he? Even when he's cross, there's still that big grin on his face. And he has been cross a few times this year, hasn't he? Particularly unimpressed, I think, when he lost the win in St. Louis. You know, at the last corner, he felt he'd been pushed around. Arpin's going to go all in, but what do you know what the most fun is? I think everyone's going to be going all in this afternoon. The championship is done and dusted. The pressure is off. Sandell and Atco are going to want to hold P2 and P3 in those overall standings, but it is all to play for the last win of the year. Well, that's the qualifying stages over here in mid-Ohio, and here is how we stand after Q4. So Jonny Weeman takes the TQ spot from Tanner Foust in that final session. Foust playing it super safe, and you can see, in fact, they were equal on qualifying points, but because Jonny beat Tanner in that final session, he takes the top qualifier spot. So it'll be pole in semi-1 to Weeman, pole in semi-2 to Foust, and it's backward. Arpin up to the front row with that brilliant win in Q4. Sandell, Atkinson, Bigham, and Peacoy. Coming up next then, semi-finals for Supercar in ARX. Now before that, of course, for ARX 2, we've got their final qualifying session. Stay with us this afternoon. You'll be able to see those semi-finals and finals all together. We've got one big long stream for you this afternoon as these guys complete their 9th round. And we see round 6 being tied up for ARX. Penalties are back to normal. All classes have been, the penalties have been put back to normal. If you were with us earlier, you'll know the track was so slick that the Joker lap was actually faster. So they made a decision to add a time penalty instead of an extra Joker to the jump start, because these guys are clever and they would have started jumping the start on purpose to get 2 Jokers. So no tricks missed, Bucky.
Yeah, you can't slide that past us, right?
No, we know what we're up to. Let's take a look at the grid for Q3 Race 1, ARX 2, rounding out their qualifying season. Gray Ledbetter is on the inside. It's Lane Vakala in the middle and Alex Keys in P3. Marshall's patiently waiting to get themselves off the grid and away. Michael Leach, a non-starter. So Leach is not coming out for this one. That's interesting, Bucky, because it only looked like suspension damage, didn't it, on the front? So maybe it was, well, mind you, it was also only 20 minutes ago.
Correct. So it might not have been enough time for these guys to get it fixed and get it drivable.
So Leach will still go through to the semis, as we saw yesterday from Alex Keys. And Alex actually went on to get a podium there. Say Leach was going much better today since the problems of yesterday were fixed. Ready to race light comes on, revs are up again. Sure, Lane Vakala has suddenly got his starts right. And I know when I spoke to him earlier this season, Keys might edge him down into the first corner. Keys has got a strong motor in there. We know they changed that yesterday, Bucky. Do you think that's the difference?
You can see the distance he pulled under power.
Ledbetter up the inside on the brakes. Same move that we saw earlier on. I think it was Peacoy, wasn't it, who did that? Oh, no, Alex Keys has run wide. There's obviously still a problem with the car. So Keys up to the first corner with the whole shot, rolls the car off to the side of the track. So that is a disaster for Alex Keys.
And unfortunately, he checked up Gray in the process and allowed Lane to squeeze on by on the inside.
So now Gray Ledbetter's going to have to try and find a way past Lane Vakala. So Lane Vakala, I was mentioning earlier, I was speaking to him, of course, he comes from a karting background, Bucky, so not using clutches in the same way in starts and things. And he said he was holding the clutch on the floor, basically, and then dumping the clutch from the floor. And, of course, he's figured that you need the clutch almost on the bite point, but not quite. You can't go roasting a competition clutch. It's a fine line, isn't it? It's not like holding a road car, a stick road car.
No,
on
you're not dumping the clutch. You're kind of riding it, and depending on the surface, you're letting it go a little bit faster and letting it wind out.
So Vakala's obviously got his head around the starts now. We say that's all part of that learning process. You can see in the background, Ledbetter almost over-rotating the car, just about holding on. There's those bumps starting to develop. They're going to have a little break. We did have a 2-hour lunch break lined up, but with the delays this morning, thanks to the weather, and you can see how dirty the track is. That's just how wet and muddy it was this morning. That lunch break will be cut back down, so we should be on schedule for semi-finals and finals at the same times that were published earlier this week. But do keep on the ARX social media accounts, and you'll be able to find out when those semis and finals are going to be. Going to be good fun to say the championships are going to be settled. We're waiting to see Fraser McConnell in this last qualifying race. Like Tanner Foust, he's going to tie it up before the semis and the finals, and then we can just get on and race, Bucky.
Yeah, I'm waiting to see how these cars are handling these ruts after the jump.
Yeah, it's getting significant, isn't it? I know yesterday Sage Karam was saying he didn't know. He said, I didn't know what to do. He said, the bumps were here earlier this year, but I wasn't winning. So he said, I didn't care. I just hammered through because I was trying to catch up.
Yeah.
He said, yesterday I was winning. I was just like, please don't break, please don't break, please don't break. And there's the bumps.
Here we see here
there it is.
They're staying a little bit more on the outside, but here's the one I'm worried about. Entering right there back onto the tarmac.
Coming back onto the, you've got to keep your wheels straight there, haven't you?
Yeah, you don't want too much attitude in the car to expose that wheel.
The sidewall.
Yeah, the sidewall there.
So Gray Ledbetter's joke. Sorry, yeah. What have we got? Vakala's showing us jokered. I think it's Ledbetter that's jokered. Yeah, Ledbetter has jokered. Keys is out. Vakala's going to have to go on this lap. The gap is 3.8, so I think Lane Vakala might have enough here. Vakala's taken a step this weekend, I reckon, Bucky.
Yeah, this may be his first win right here.
Won a couple of heat races, but could he get a podium maybe in the series? Going to have to try very hard because the top guys are super fast. Little left foot brake, gets the car turned in. Oh, is that a problem for Gray? Gray checked up on the inside line there.
Yeah, she might have got the car rotated a little too much, a little too soon.
Over the bumps for Lane Vakala. Getting drier now.
Hopefully it's no issue with the car and it was just a mistake. I mean, if there's a lesser of evils.
A lot of front bumpers been sold this weekend, aren't there? Looking at the state of these cars, there's, yeah, that's one thing that's probably in short supply in the parts truck. Vakala takes it. Ledbetter crosses the line, P2.
We are officially surrounded by storms. We are in the rut of clear when I'm looking on my radar right now.
Yeah, I'm just looking in the distance, to be fair. If it rains before the semi-finals, that's going to make things very interesting. We're going to need to put the roof back on our commentary box for a start if it rains. But Bucky's having another look at the phone. What are we thinking? He's having a cheeky little refresh. If the weather comes in for the semis, it's going to be wild.
Oh, it's getting a little close to us here. Yeah, we're kind of in the rut of storms, but yeah, we're kind of edging on the side of one of them.
So off the line, look, Keys again with that new motor, Bucky.
Look at this
here
pull
when it
right
gets
here.
into third and fourth, it just pulls like a train, and then somewhere here it's gone wrong. And yeah, unfortunately for Gray, she was into the back, wasn't she? Just left the door open. She almost followed Keys to the wide line there.
Unfortunate for Gray. She's been showing great pace all weekend.
Front bumpers being eaten up there by that bumpy area. Lane Vakala unchallenged in this one, taking the win by 2.5 seconds from Gray Ledbetter. There was that little issue for Gray on the last lap. So a few issues for these guys and a long weekend. So Vakala takes that one. You can see in the background, actually, just kind of over here, the greyness to the sky. And super wet conditions this morning were so slippery. If it rains, it will be very lively later on. Confirmation of the result, Vakala takes it from Ledbetter, Keys a DNF, Leach a DNS. And James is with Gray Ledbetter, actually. So Gray, who was P2 in that one, James is with her now.
Gray, you're looking really fast out there. You were second fastest in warm-up this morning. Obviously, the mud plays to your background, a lot of the off-roading experience you have on short course.
Yeah, the mud helped a lot this morning in practice and just getting used to the track even still. The track's picking up a lot of time, and we felt fast, just a few inches with the car.
And what about driving style? Have you had to change it since yesterday when it was dry?
Yeah, a little bit, but not too bad. It's actually drying up a lot now.
And would you prefer what it's like now to dry?
Yes, a lot better. I even liked it this morning the best, to be honest with you.
Well, great. Well, good luck. It might rain, so you might have your wish come true.
Thank you.
Gray Ledbetter doing the rain dance all through lunchtime. Okay, here we go then. It's the grid for the final qualifying race of ARX 2 2019. Sage Karam on the inside. Cole Keats, who's been on great form this weekend. Karam's been unbeatable, don't forget. Conor Martell hasn't had the best starts today. And on the outside, Fraser McConnell, who, like Tanner Foust, has just kept it safe so far. He'll be crowned the champion if he takes the checker flag in this one.
So I think I believe Connor is probably suffering from the opposite of what Keys was gaining with his motor. You see on the straight how Keys kind of pulled. He eventually had a DNF, which I don't know, but I believe Connor might be suffering from kind of an engine problem, it seems. We'll see how he gets off here.
So great reaction times from everyone. Conor Martell definitely has to kick the clutch, and again is being edged on the run to the first corner. Fraser McConnell going to try and go around the outside of Cole Keats, holds on to his position next to Conor Martell. He gets P3. Fraser's going to go straight to the Joker. Good decision. Cole Keats has a look up the inside of Sage Karam, but thinks better of it. Watch for McConnell coming around the outside. Oh, Cole Keats gets on the gas a little bit early, Bucky, and he puts one wheel in the dirt, and it's 8 car lengths instantly.
Look at the difference.
Absolutely massive. Sage Karam, look, Sage Karam's just looking fantastic. I know Fraser McConnell will race the hell out of it once he's secured the championship. We know that. But I have to say, Sage is looking really, really good this weekend. The
dominating performance that Sage has put on this weekend is very, very impressive.
Yeah, in all conditions, you know, against all comers, done really well.
And these are veterans in these cars.
Absolutely, yeah. Martell, of course, the champion last year. He was the dominant driver last year. Rumours that Martell's looking to step up to supercar next year. We'd absolutely love to see that. I love to see, you know, look at what Pecoy and Bigham have done stepping up. He goes Joker now, so Conor Martell goes Joker. That releases Fraser McConnell. Fraser was 3.1 back from Karam. He needs to get closer than that if he wants to beat Sage Karam in this qualifying session. Sage Karam unbeaten so far this weekend. Fraser gets in front of Conor Martell. Conor, of course, was right up behind Cole Keats, so if Sage was to go now, he would definitely come out in front of McConnell. But Fraser McConnell's done a great job this year, Bucky, hasn't he? And, you know, even if he takes a defensive route this weekend, which he's entitled to do, just like Foust did, you know, he's going to be crowned champion, and it's been a brilliant season for him. A huge step up from last year.
Well, all it takes is for someone like Fraz to kind of sit back, you know, 5–10%, and the rest of the field is going to sense that, and they're going to pounce on that.
Yeah.
And try to take advantage of that, knowing that he's kind of sitting back to collect these points.
They've both gone Joker in front. So Sage Karam and Cole Keats into the Joker lap. Sage Karam's going to come out clearly in front. Cole Keats not so clear. Looks side by side with Fraser McConnell. McConnell gets on the brakes early and just slides in behind. So Fraser's back on the pace, isn't he, again? Still not taking any risks. He was more risky yesterday for me, Fraser, than he was today. You know, I guess he thought yesterday he might be able to tie it up, and he was so unlucky, wasn't he, when he ended up broken steering and just lost the 1 point he needed to absolutely secure it.
Yeah, I believe everyone was after him, though. He got hit from all sides yesterday.
Yeah, keeping it tidy today. Oh, makes a mistake. Martell's going to look up the inside. He might just let him go here. No, he's not going to have some of that, Conor. So this, of course, is the outgoing champion battling with the incoming champion. Nice to see, and I hope we're going to see a great fight again between them in the finals today. McConnell coming under some pressure from behind.
See if McConnell. Yeah, let's see if Conor can take a different line here. No, he kind of tucks in. I think there's only one line through there to avoid the bumps.
So Sage Karam is going to come down and take another qualifying session. He remains unbeaten this weekend, but behind him, Fraser McConnell is going to come around to cross the finish line and become the 2019 ARX2 champion. The proud Jamaican gets the job done finally, nearly did it yesterday, he's done it today. And that's it, the leash is off now. He can really go for it in the semi-finals and the final. There we go, Fraser McConnell, your champion for 2019. Tricky conditions, lots of pressure. He got it done.
Let the celebration begin.
Yeah, give him an hour and a half and there will be a celebration.
Red cups for everyone.
Yeah, it's a good party, isn't it? It is a good party. I'm sure there's a bunch of people watching in Jamaica. If you are, let us know on social media. Send us some of those Jamaican flags.
Big ups.
Yeah, big ups. Jamaican flags is what we want. Sage Karam fastest again. Confirmation of the result of 3:30.090 for Sage Karam sees him remain completely unbeaten this weekend. He's just got another semi-final and a final to go to make it the perfect one. Cole Keats second, Fraser McConnell third, securing the title, and Connor Martel in fourth. So it was a good start by Franz on the outside here. Connor Martel looks to have his biggest issues with the launch, to be honest. The actual lap time still seems to be there, but whether it's clutch or motor,
something is going on.
Yeah, it's not perfect. We can see there's a couple of people. Yeah, Alex Keys had perfect power, but has had some other issues. They changed that engine yesterday, but perfect. Sage Karam is the definition of perfect this weekend. It's absolutely brilliant what he's doing there. Those two guys going to the Joker late in the race. Fraser McConnell holding on to P3. Almost getting P2 at this point, but he thinks better of it and backs out. Comes under some pressure from behind with Martel. Doesn't give up that position, nudges the tyres on the right, still taking a few risks. But Fraser McConnell is your 2019 champion.
Fraz, by our calculation, that makes you the winner. No one else can get you now. How's that weight feeling that's lifted off your back?
I mean, well, what an accomplishment, what a year. The Dirtfish team, the Jamaican support, everyone already knows this. It's by far the best. I couldn't do this without all the support I'm getting from my country, my family. Sandals have come on board, and I'm so happy to bring home Jamaica's first Rallycross title. So, yeah, I'm super pumped right now, but still have a job to do for the rest of the day.
Still have a job to do, but a little less pressure now.
Exactly, yeah.
We're going to celebrate tonight.
Oh, yes.
Congrats, Fraz.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, you won't have to wait till tonight. They'll be celebrating about 4 o'clock, hopefully. So
I'm with those guys tonight.
If you want to find me and Bucky, we'll be up at Fraz's there, or maybe Tanner's as well. We'll see where the biggest party is. But yeah, it's just a big relief, isn't it? We all kind of like it when they win it in a final, of course. But this is a points game through the course of the season. It happens in a lot of sports. Both the guys have tied it up in qualifying today.
Totally. And now let's see if Fraz is going to bring it to Sage.
There we are. Are they watching the stream down there? They're about 10 seconds behind us if they're watching the stream. So if you're watching the stream, turn to your left and wave at the camera, you guys.
Big ups, Jamaica.
Yeah, big up.
There's Pops.
Yeah, there they are. That's it. You're on, guys. I thought so. Great stuff. That's Fraz's brother in the middle who was watching the stream. There's the Bolt.
His
Job
mom,
done.
his
Yeah,
dad.
Mum and Dad are there as well. It'll be a huge, huge relief for them. Team Fraz shirts all round. There may be a few drinks, I think. And the rain is coming, by the way. We've just got a few drops of rain falling down. Fantastic. Here are the standings then for ARX2 round 9 after Q3. Sage Karam at the top of the table again with another perfect score so far. Can he get another clean sweep today? It'd be an outstanding weekend if he can. Keats is second. Did everything he could to beat McConnell, but McConnell is third in qualifying, and that is easily enough to secure him enough championship points to be the champion. Martel gets fourth, Ledbetter, Keys, Lane Vakela, and Michael Leach. Party started. That's it. We'll try and hold off on the drinks until later on, otherwise this afternoon
We'll get
could be a
sloshy up here.
disaster. But it's talking of drink, we're about to get in the drink. It is now starting to rain. It's pretty grey in the distance. If it's super slippery, I promise you anyone can win, and I mean anyone. Looking at practice earlier on today, Bucky, literally anyone. Agreed?
Yeah, I believe now we're going to see some true racing as well from Tanner, from Fraz, both the champions. and
Yeah.
I want to see the battles.
Yeah, me too. There will be no holds barred. It's going to be fantastic. So don't miss it. Join us for the final stream of this season's ARX. It's going to be at 13:55 local time. That's 1:55 p.m. Champions are crowned. It's just about who's going to be picking up the winner's trophy. So I think it's going to be all in. Don't miss it.
Hello, everyone out there. Thanks for joining us. We